Hare Krishna. What happens after death? After that, we get a new body based on our desire when we are leaving the body. If we see a cockroach run by us, by near us, and the mind is focused on that cockroach, while a man is laying down on the hospital bed and he's about to leave his body, he sees a mosquito flying by him and hovering, and his mind is so engrossed in it. And then his support system fails and he dies. He leaves his body. Guess what his mind was in? A mosquito. Total focus was on the mosquito. Guess what he gets in his new body? You don't have to be a rocket scientist. That is why I tell people, chant on the beads, chant 24 hours. Every second you have free, not every minute. Take your bead bag out and chant the Mahamantra, so that your mind is always focused. It does not take 1 second, it does not take 1 minute to chant the Mahamantra. Concentrate on your job, concentrate on your business. Before and after, chant the Mahamantra. Your mind will stay focused more. You will do a better job. You will do a better business. There is no guarantees that we will live 100 years or even 50 years. We could leave the body any time. So if we are always chanting the Mahamantra, then when we leave the body, we will be chanting the Mahamantra. And at that time, we will go straight back to Godhead. We will not have to suffer the cycle of birth and death. And now we have the human body, chant. And if we don't, we may get deviated. You really have to chant the Mahamantra only once. Once take God's name when you're leaving the body. Only that one time. Ajamil's Katha is known by everybody. He did everything bad all his life, and when he was ready to leave his body, the Yamduts came. He saw the Yamdut because Ajamil was a Brahmin. He saw them coming in, and he got scared, and he called his youngest child Narayan. He did one thing good. He called his child named Narayan, and when he saw the Yamduts, he called him out of fear. And Vishnu Duts heard that, and they came, they said to the Yamduts, sorry, you cannot take him. He has called Narayan, which is Krishna. So we will take him. There was a quarrel, and Yamduts lost. They couldn't win the argument. You need to take his name only once. But will Krishna give me so much kripa that when I'm leaving my body, I will call my son, whose name is Krishna Kanhaiya. I may not be that fortunate, or I may be, but I don't want to take a chance. So continuous, every second I get, I chant the Mahamantra. With my eyes, I don't have Divya Drishti. I don't have divine vision. But twice in my life, I have seen Yamduts come. I was sitting in a Bhagavad Katha in a New Jersey temple, and an 80-year-old man sitting by my side coughed blood, and in a minute he was down. The sannyasi who was giving the katha obviously had much better vision than me, and he realized what is happening, and he immediately told all the devotees in the room to take the bead bag out, and they all started chanting Mahamantra. The chanting of the Mahamantra in a group is so powerful that the Yamaduts were chased away, and that 80-year-old man was taken to the hospital in an ambulance. 2-3 weeks later, he came back to the Katha. And that's a miracle which happened by the chanting of the Mahamantra. There is another such example. Mataji was sitting on the Rath Yatra Again in New Jersey, aged Mataji, in the sun and heat, when the Rath Yatra was parked in a shady spot, the minute she came down, she fainted. And she almost left her body. Her elder son saw that happening. And again we saw Yamaduts. Now I was wondering, this Mataji has been serving all her life. How can Yamaduts come to get her? What our desire is, what we are thinking of when we leave our body, that's the body we'll get next life. So if we don't think of Krishna while we are leaving the body, Krishna's Duts, Vishnu Duts cannot come. We have to call Krishna. Draupadi, we all know the story, called everybody in the room. She called out to them. Dronacharya, her own 5 husbands, nobody could help her. Then she called Krishna. She called him Dwarkadish Krishna. So he had to run from where he was to Dwarkadish and then come to help her. And help her he did. They got tired of pulling the saris. So if we want to chase the Yamaduts away and not allow them to come, continue chanting. Otherwise, once they come, they don't hold your hand gently. They put hot iron chains and hot iron rods and drag one and take him away for punishment. And then put him in the next body based on our desire. Strictly our desire. And in that new body, that is the new prison for the soul, we suffer and we enjoy our past deeds. Till that cycle goes on. Till again, if we are fortunate, we get human birth to get liberated. Hare Krishna.